Folks, some of the craziest Trump MAGA people are in Tennessee. And a Tennessee state rep who doesn't even live in Nashville wants to rename the Nashville International Airport after the twice impeached, criminally convicted felon-in-chief Donald the Con Trump. HB 217, authored by Todd Warner, returned after being taken off notice. The Naming and Designating Committee inside the Tennessee House gave it a 4-6 negative recommendation to the House Transportation Committee. Now, the debate takes place back and forth, and State Rep Justin Jones, who is the representative for Nashville, was absolutely against this, and he made it perfectly clear that people in Nashville don't support it, and they don't want to spend the $10 million to rename the Nashville airport, which includes rebranding efforts, changing airport logos around the property, and adjusting interstate signage. Metro's airport board will be responsible for the vast majority of that money, which can be passed along to Nashville and Tennessee taxpayers. Okay, this is just idiotic. And normally when you recognize a occupant of the Oval Office, it happens after they left, not while they're actually there. Do y'all want to see some really stupid stuff? Watch this 4-minute and 17-second video.
So is this just for local officials, or would it apply to Donald Trump, who was convicted of 37 felonies? Would he be not able to have anything named after him under this legislation?
Vice Chair Fritz, you're welcome to respond to that if you like.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Representative Jones. If you'd read the bill, you'd realize it's just for local officials.
Great.
I have a follow-up. Is there a reason why we're just putting this law on local officials and not state officials who've been charged with felonies, as we will be having a case coming up soon with many of your side of the aisle, or federal officials? Is there a reason why it's just local officials and not if it's state officials or federal officials?
Vice Chair Fritz, you're recognized for a response.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you again, Representative Jones, for the question. I bring to you the bill that I was offered to carry for Representative Raper.
Do you live in Davidson County?
Representative Warner, you may respond.
Absolutely not. I live in the great county of Marshall.
Any follow-up, Representative Ben? You're recognized.
And is Donald Trump from Davidson County or lives in Nashville?
Representative Warner, you can answer that if you have the information necessary to give an accurate response.
No, ma'am, I don't think he does.
Any follow-up?
We should name the LAX or Chicago or Atlanta. BNA is not big enough to have the name President Trump on it. I don't think I can support this because I think that the airport here is not big enough to have the Trump name on it. So I just want to let you know that. Thank you.
Representative Warner, you're recognized.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Representative Marshall, I couldn't disagree with you more. First of all, we don't have the authority to name those airports, but we do here in Tennessee have the authority to rename BNA.
First of all, this bill is a waste of time and money. This airport is in my district. I represent the Nashville Airport in House District 52, where over 70% of my constituents voted against Donald Trump from being president. Secondly, why would we name an airport after Trump at a time where he has made our airports and our flying more unsafe by firing hundreds of Federal Aviation Administration employees, at a time where air traffic controllers are understaffed? This bill is trolling, but is also an attempt to erase the voices of the people of the Tennessee's 52nd House District. And thirdly, I can't even take this bill seriously because Trump has no connection to our community. Trump has led this nation on the path of shame, on the path of lack of integrity, on the path of recklessness. And thirdly, we have fought so hard to remove Confederate monuments across the state. Why would we erect another one? For a man who has been the Grand Wizard-in-Chief in Washington, for a man who has attacked the people of my district, one of the most diverse districts in this state. And so I am vehemently against the renaming of this airport. We had some constituents who wanted to testify about this. The bill was taken off notice, now it was brought up again, so they cannot be here. But again, I think overwhelmingly the people of our district are against this. If the sponsor wants to name something after Trump, I might suggest that the city dump, because that's where this vow and this litter and this trash belongs not on our airport here in Nashville. And so, again, I oppose this legislation, and I hope that you would focus on your own district and focus on improving the lives of people and not naming things after people who you idolize and this form of idolatry of political tyrants and just one of the most shameful people in this nation. Thank you.
When he puts America first, it puts Tennessee first. Okay? President Trump is looking to get Washington under control, something that has been led astray the past 4 years that the wreck that we just got out of.
Madam Clerk, please close the vote and announce the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 4 ayes, 6 noes.
The bill moves on to the Transportation Committee with a negative recommendation.
Stolen or whatever through fraudulent or human. We just had a meeting. We just had a meeting just now.
How you move a bill with a negative recommendation? Normally, when it's negative, the damn thing dies. Randy, this is just the stupid stuff these people do. And Trump trying to make America great again. America great again. Tennessee is great again. These people are just plain idiots. They are truly cult members.
They are truly cult members. And you would feel sorry for them. You'd be embarrassed for them if they weren't so evil. But they don't know how lost they are. It is. I mean, they bow down to this man. The man is currently president, but they want to change the airport name now. I mean, it's so ridiculous. But it's hard for me to even speak on it because it is really just embarrassing because they don't have any respect for this country. It really is about people following one man. They see this man as their king, their God, and they want to put up statues to honor him. And they have forgotten that they are supposed to be working on behalf of the American people because Donald Trump is about Donald Trump, but his followers are also about Donald Trump. And it's scary because it's like who in charge is thinking about us, the Americans. And I wish, it's just a shame. You gotta laugh to keep from crying because these are the people who are running our country. What he's worried about is not serving the people in his district, but erecting a monument for his God in another district. Insane.
Idolatry, Larry. That's all this is. But when it comes to bowing down to their king and the golden calf, oh, what the hell? They'll make at least 100 of those.
We living in some wild times. That's all I can say. If you were writing a political comedy, you couldn't come up with stuff this bad. And listen, you saw the back and forth there from the members discussing, the current president having a connection to the region, to the city, to the region, to the state. He has none. And then at the very end, the state rep Republican talking about, bringing the country back where the stock markets crash. Undoubtedly, the number of jobs people were hiring is going down. We're likely to face a recession. All international, problems. It is just goes on and on and on, and it'll get worse over the next couple of years. So it just is another example of individuals putting, not the residents of that district or those who live in the state, because it's going to cost money to make the changes you highlighted earlier. But really, like you said, it's this idolatry, just focusing on this obsession, cult-like obsession with one person. But I want to offer a caveat. We often say it's an obsession with one person. It's really not about that. It's really about ideology, about white supremacy. That is the altar that these individuals are praying to. So we need to be really clear about what's happening.
Mustafa, I love what Representative Jones says. We don't want that crap up. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. We don't want that crap up. He said, plus, how y'all sitting here normally there is respect for legislators and what happens in their district. These Republicans like, damn that. We gonna tell y'all what to do in Nashville and Memphis because we don't control those cities.
Yeah, well, that's that whole privilege thing. I mean, Larry, he laid it out for you, but, privilege makes you think you can do and say whatever, and there are no repercussions. And it also blinds you, right? They don't really get it. It's interesting that these are taxpayer dollars that are going to be utilized to do this if it moves forward. And I was waiting to see Larry's face because when they said, that it was not in the positive, but in the negative, but it's moving forward, I was like, well, that's different. But, maybe it's like that in Tennessee. But, I'm not going to mess with folks from Tennessee. Here's the thing, is that this is how short-sighted these folks are, right? So you got an individual that you want to honor. My dad, my granddad used to say, do the work. That kind of stuff will come after if you actually did something of value. But whiskey is one of the main drivers for money there in Tennessee. The automotive industry is another one of the main drivers. And now you've got, Trump creating these tariffs that are actually going to impact those industries. So that means that you're going to be making less money. So that $10 million actually is even going to cost more than it would have before because you've got these types of actions that are currently going on from the current administration. Then you got NIH that's there and a couple of other federal agencies where you're going to have individuals who are losing their jobs. Some have already lost their jobs. So that means there's going to be even a greater stressor on your economy, but yet you are talking about taking dollars and investing in something that brings no real value to the folks there in Nashville or to Tennessee. So it just doesn't make any type of sense to do these types of things beyond just because you need some type of a big sign that says he was here, even though he was never really there. So, if he actually did something of value, history will make sure that it highlights that. But of course, we know how history is going to see him and his administration based on not just these first 2 months, but everything that they did when the Biden administration was in and even when they were in power before. So, once again, it's supremacy, privilege, all these types of things allow you to think that bad ideas are actually great ideas.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. And right now we're accepting investors in our $17 million round to revolutionize the future of social media. Today, for just $399, you can own 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $6.65 a share. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. While the big platforms have grown too massive and disconnected from their users, Fanbase is building a platform where creators and users truly come first. We've already raised $8.6 million from everyday investors who believe in this vision, and now you can join them. This is your chance to invest in a social media tech company with over 1 million users that is disrupting media by allowing anyone to reach all of their following and monetize their content from day one. The market is changing, big platforms are failing to serve their users, and Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now. Invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the future of social media.